Alright guys, what is up? Sativial here, and today I am going to show you how to make a thumbnail. So first, what you want to do is make a lobby of any kind. So you just press play, and then you go on a creative match. It has to be on urban. It has to be on team deathmatch for sake of easiness. Max players down to 1. Slap a password in, doesn't really matter. No one will get in because it's a one-person lobby, but I just do that for security measures. Spawn in with a class you want a gun to be cut out for, so I want the M40A5 to be cut out. Then I'm going to walk over, and it'll be this spot in the middle of the map. And in this spot, you're going to look up until you don't see any buildings and you just see the sky. For PC players, you press P to bring up the menu. For mobile players, you know how to bring up your menu. Now you're going to disable the HUD. I'll take a screenshot, and now to enable the HUD for PC, press P, and then we're going to go back to the main menu. Now the application that I am about to show you is mobile only, so if you do not like mobile applications, then sorry, click off this video. But if you're okay with that, then I'll show you what to do first. Now I won't bring up my email obviously, but what I do is I send an email of the picture to myself. I'm sure there's other ways you know of how to send an email to yourself or send a picture that you took to yourself. I'm sure there are ways that you know. So just go ahead, get the picture to whatever you edit on. Alright, so after you've sent the image to yourself, we're going to take another image of a cinematic that we're going to do. So again, create a match, team deathmatch, and I guess I'll do it on Meltdown. Why not? Again, HUD enabled, spectate. And just find a spot that you want to get a shot of. For example, I'm going to get a shot of this. Alright, so before we get started with it, if you sent that second image to yourself, the one that we just took, there are 3 apps that you'll need: Photoshop Touch, Eraser, and Pixel Lab. I'll have links to the APKs and Google Play Store files in the description below. Alright, so one cool thing about Samsung phones is you can make it like a desktop, so it'll be much easier when we edit the photo. When you get the email, be sure to save it however you can. What I did is when I got the email, I created a new note document, and then I went into the note document and I saved it into gallery. That's pretty much how I would do it. Alright, so first thing we're going to be doing with the apps is we're going to erase the background off the M40A5 sniper picture that we just took. We're going to background eraser, load a photo, and there's the photo right there. I'm going to click on that, and that's the one that we want. It'll let you crop as much as possible actually, which is interesting. And click done. Alright, so what you need to be on is the auto setting. Then the threshold of similar color shall be 25. Alright, so you see this red thing right there? That's where it erases stuff. And you just move this little red dot. So I'm going to move it right there, obviously. It'll clear that out. Then I'll move it right there between that. And it clears that out. Now click done. Click on 2. Actually, maybe even 3 looks better. Press save. Now do not click that one. That has the white background that we do not want. You're going to press finish. Now you're done with that. Next is we're going to be creating the text. Alright, so the next app we're going to be going into is Pixel Lab. Now on initial launch, it'll bring up with this and you're like, okay, what do I do here? You go to the little 2 squares right here and you press on transparent. The text is still right there. I'm going to just type stuff. Let's make this. Actually, what we have to do with this is we have to separate the words by each other. So we're going to put how and to together. So how to. Then you're going to press A, scroll to the right until you see font. Now I have a downloaded font and there's videos on how to install fonts onto your phone. The ones that I see a lot of people use is American Captain. So we got how to right there. Don't need to do anything else. Just how to, plain like that. You don't even need to increase the size. Just plain like this. Then you're going to hit save as image. Just everything here looks good, so save to gallery. Alright, we're going to create the next set of words. So now we're going to do the words make a, then we're going to hit save as image. And then now we're going to type in thumbnail. Doesn't matter where it is, just type in thumbnail. And save as image, save to gallery. Alright, you can go ahead and close that app. Then now we're going to open the Photoshop Touch. Now, most likely the APK you'll get, it'll be called PSCC. It's just the way it is because Photoshop Express is completely different from Photoshop Touch, and I do not know why it is formatted like this. All right, sorry guys, I'm back. So what you're going to want to do is click this button right here, new project from photo library, and just scroll down. Now the picture I had it in was called Samsung Notes, so we just got to find that. Unfortunately, if you're on the Samsung Dex thing, it won't really show, like, it won't have a scroll bar, basically. That's what I was trying to say. Then we're going to click on the image that we just got. All right, so now we have the base canvas for everything that is going on in everything ever. Now we're going to create one empty layer. This will be used later. Now this next part is going to be very time consuming depending on the shot that you got. And this only applies to the ground mostly, just to give that glowing ground effect. And what you're going to want to do is, so hold it down, move up, and then Polygon selection tool will give you that option. Again, this will be very time consuming. Okay, this will be very time consuming. How to do the polygon selection thing? You start in a certain spot, so I'll start right here. It will give you a circle, and then you just crop along. And then if you want to start a new kind of line, you just click and just literally just clicking all over again, and it'll take a good amount of time, so be patient maybe. I'll be back when I'm done with it. Alright, so this did take a decent amount of time to do this, but what you're going to want to do now is go to the and symbol, and do gradient. Now make sure you choose the one that, I think it looks like that one right there. 2 away from the rainbow in the back. Or you can customize your own. Click the little painter thing right there, and click on the circle to choose a color. So let's make it blue since the gun was blue. So we're going to do blue right there. Then click on the other circle, and we're going to make it black. That looks awesome. All right, go on the check mark sign. Now it looks like a really nice gradient right there. I should have gotten that spot, but you know, I don't care. All right, then you can click off of that and go ahead and make a photo layer. Again, just go ahead and find the photo that we made earlier, but this time it's on eraser. Click on the M48.5 we just did right there. All right, yeah, I know it doesn't look perfect. There's still some sky, you know, around those spots. For the video, it looks just fine. And you're gonna wanna make it a little bit bigger so it looks like you're just viewing over the landscape. After you're done, go ahead and click check. Now we're going to go ahead and start applying some of the effects to one of the layers. Go to the very first layer that has the picture. And you're going to go ahead and click on black and white, or you can choose any other ones, whatever floats your boat, but I'm going to do black and white for this tutorial. And then on the gradient layer, press the 2 lines or squares and click on overlay. And now it looks like the ground is just blue. Now for the gun, for it to have that kind of glowy-ish effect, I'm going to go to the and symbol, fill in stroke. Now it'll be white at first, but go to type, stroke, then it'll only cover the gun. You choose any color you want. Let's go with blue. The width, don't make it too wide, maybe about 4 pixels around there. All right, then we're going to go ahead and duplicate a layer. So to do that, click on the plus sign, then duplicate layer. Should create another layer. Then go to FX. Actually, sorry, where was it? Basic, glow. And then now, you can choose any color you want to glow. So let's just do blue again, but in a darker tone. Then you can choose the blur, maybe around 15, maybe pushing 20. Actually, maybe even 30. Yeah, that looks awesome. I like that. All right, then you're going to create another layer, photo library, and you're going to find the folder, which is in Pixel Lab. We're going to start with how to. I know it's a little bit tiny initially, but we can get it bigger in the future. So you're going to make it however big you want right now, if you haven't already. Then you're going to make another layer for the extra set of text. Photo layer, remember that. Photo library, it'll bring up the same folder. So I'm going to bring up make a, and then just make it big. Make sure they have enough space because we're going to apply, I believe, like glow to these and borders around them. So make sure they have a little bit of a breathing room. Click check. Add another layer. Photo layer, then there's the word thumbnail. All right, So we have the words set up. All right, so now you're going to go to this first square, select pixels, and make sure you're on the how-to layer. I forgot to say that. Then you're going to go to the and symbol, gradient, and feel free to use the same gradient or make another one. It's your thumbnail, whatever you decide. So I'm actually going to make this a slightly brighter blue, maybe around this blue. Then try to see if you can apply as much blue as you can. And if you want to check and see how it looks without messing up the gradient or anything, just click on the lines and then click it again. If you're on a Samsung DeX, that's a good looking gradient. We'll go with that. Press check. Then go to the make a section, go to the square, select pixels and symbol, gradient, use the same one, and then etc, however many text lines you have on your thumbnail. All right, so you're gonna wanna go to each layer. So let's start with how to. Go to the and symbol, fill in stroke, and we're going to make the border around the text essentially. I would make it black, but not too thick. Just make it around maybe 1 to 2 pixel size, for each layer. Now for bigger text like thumbnail, if you want to make it slightly larger, you can do that. All right, hello guys. This is PC-Sativial here. Just realized that I've seen some thumbnail makers make the bottom text like gray or a different color. You can obviously do that when you're in the gradient setting. Just click on the circle and make it like white or gray or pink, whatever color you want to make it the bottom text. After that, go to each layer. Let's start with how to and go to FX, drop shadow. And it'll make a shadow for you. You can choose any angle you want, however fits best for you. I decided to go with 90 degrees, 4.5 blur. Go with either 4, just a low number basically. Distance, I'm gonna go with 10. Make sure the intensity is at 100. And do this for all layers. All right, next, we're going to create another empty layer. And put this on the bottom. And I would place it right in front of the gradient puddle that we just made and make it an empty layer. Now make sure you come back to the crop tool, but this time make it the marquee selection tool. Just select all of the box itself. Gonna want to go to the and symbol again, fill in stroke, make it, let's do white, and maybe make the width pretty thin. I'm gonna do, make sure it doesn't cover the text, by the way, because this is going to be transparent, but make sure it doesn't cover the text. I'm going to make it around 25. I'm going to go back to the layers, 2 cubes, and do overlay. You can make it any color you want, obviously around the background if you want, but I decided to go with white just to give that kind of glowing look to it. Now you're going to want to scroll back up to the text, click on thumbnail and the squares, and click on this icon right here with the arrow going through the squares. Click on merge down and merge down again. It depends on how much text lines you have. So I have 3, so I click it 3 times. Then click done. Now when you're on that layer, go to the and sign, go to transform. And there we go. Now I would make sure you don't have snap-on so you can place it wherever you want. And there we go. Now some optional things that you can do is go to the layer itself and apply maybe some saturation wherever that went. Right there, saturation. And it'll just make the colors pop a little bit more. All right, after that, click done, save project. Then click this button right there, save to gallery. Make sure it saves as a PNG. Then select the one, so I'm gonna select this one. Click OK. And then now it should be saved to your gallery. Now again, if you want to get this picture to your computer, all you have to do is either send it to your email, or if you have the YouTube Studio app and already uploaded the video, you can just go ahead and change the thumbnail right after that and it'll look just fine. All right, after that, you have the picture. There it is in its glory. Your thumbnail you just made. I hope this tutorial really helped you guys create thumbnails, because I was struggling on how to make thumbnails and I find this way the easiest way to do it. Hope you guys have a great night or day wherever it is you are. Peace.